Dr. Mamata Kyar, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Tiptur. So now I am going to explain about meaning of marginal cost and marginal costing, features, merits and demerits of marginal costing, and cost volume profit analysis, contribution, PV ratio, uses of PV ratio, BEP, margin of safety. First, marginal costing. The introduction about the marginal costing. Marginal costing is not a method of costing like job, batch or contract costing. This is a technique of costing in which only variable manufacturing costs are considered when determining the cost of goods sold and also for valuation of inventories. In fact, this technique is based on the fundamental principle that the total cost can be divided into fixed and variable. While the total fixed cost remain constant at all level of production, the variable cost go on changing with the production level. It will increase if the production increases and it will decrease if the production decreases. The technique of marginal costing, it helps in supplying the relevant information to the management to enable them to take decisions in several areas. So this is the introductions of marginal costing. Next, there is the meaning of marginal costing. Marginal cost is defined as the cost added to the total cost by the production of an additional unit of product. In simple words, it is the cost incurred for producing additional units. This marginal costing is defined as the ascertainment of marginal cost by differentiating cost as fixed and variable and observing the effect on total cost of a product as a result of increase or decrease in production. The characteristics or features of marginal costing. The first one, segregation of cost into fixed and variable elements. In marginal costing, all costs are classified into fixed and variable, and semi-variable costs are also segregated into fixed and variable elements. And the second one, marginal cost as product cost. Only marginal or variable costs are changed to products produced during the period. So in other words, only marginal costs are treated as product cost. Fixed cost as period cost. So here the fixed costs are treated as period cost and are charged to costing profit and loss account of the period in which they are incurred. And the next one, valuation of inventory. The work in progress and finished stocks are valued at marginal cost only. And the next, the uses or merits of marginal costing. The first one helps in managerial decisions. So it provides information regarding marginal cost and contributions which facilitates the management in making policy decisions, especially in fixing selling price, make or buy decisions, introduction of a new product and etc. The second one, cost control. Greater control over cost is possible. So this is so because by classifying cost into fixed and variable, the management can concentrate more on the control of variable costs, which are generally controllable, and pay less attention to fixed costs, which are very difficult to control. The third one, simple technique. So here the marginal cost is comparatively simple to operate because it avoids the complications involved in allocation, apportionment and absorption of fixed overheads. The fourth one, no under and over absorption of overheads. In marginal costing, there is no problem of under or over absorption of overheads. And the last merits of marginal cost, that is realistic valuation of stock. So in marginal costing, stocks of work in progress and finished goods are valued only at variable cost. This is the most realistic and uniform method for stock valuation. And the next, that is the demerits of marginal costing. The first one, difficult analysis. Marginal costing assumes that all costs can be analyzed into fixed and variable cost in practice. However, it may be difficult to segregate all costs into fixed and variable component. The second one, ignorance of time factor. By ignoring fixed cost, time factor is also ignored. Next, difficulty in application. So it is difficult to apply the marginal costing technique in industries where large stock of work in progress are locked up. Less effective in capital intensive industries. So here in capital intensive industries, the proportion of fixed cost is large. The marginal costing technique which ignores fixed cost, so proves less effective in such industries. So these are all the demerits of marginal costing. And the next one, that is the cost volume profit. That is the cost volume profit analysis. So here the cost volume profit analysis is an extension of principles of marginal costing. It studies the interrelationship of three basic factors of business operations. So these three are cost of production, volume of production or sales, and profit. And the next one, that is break-even analysis. The break-even analysis is a widely used technique to study the CVP relationship. Here, in narrow sense, break-even analysis is concerned with determining break-even point. In broad sense, break-even analysis is used to determine probable profit or loss at any level of production or sales. And the next, the assumptions of break-even analysis. The first one, all costs can be separated into fixed and variable components. variable cost per unit remain constant and total variable cost varies in direct proportion to the volume of production. Third one, total fixed cost remain constant. Fourth one, selling price per unit does not change as volume changes. The fifth one, that is, there is only one product, or in the case of multiple products, the sales mix does not change. Sixth one, there is synchronization between production and sales. Productivity per worker does not change. Eighth one, there will be no change in the general price level. And the next, that is the break-even point, BEP. The BEP is the point at which the total cost is equal to the total revenue. It is the position at which there is no profit and no loss. So this BEP is calculated by using the formula as fixed cost divided by PV ratio. And the next one, contribution. The contribution is the difference between sales and the marginal cost of sales. It is the excess of sales over the variable cost of production. It is known as contribution. So the contribution is calculated by using the formula as the first one, sales minus variable cost, and also calculated as the contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. The next one, that is the PV ratio. The profit volume ratio, so, is the ratio between contribution to sales. It is also known as contribution ratio. The PV ratio is calculated as the ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales. And the next one, that is the improvement of PV ratio. The first one, by increasing selling price, by reducing variable cost, by changing the sales mix. So using these all strategies, we have improved the PV ratio. And the next, that is the uses of PV ratio. The first one, used in the calculation of break-even point. This PV ratio are used in the calculation of break-even point. And the second one, it is used in the calculation of profit at a given level of sales. And it is used in the calculation of volume of sales to earn a given profit. The fourth one, used in the calculation of profit when margin of safety is given. So these are all the uses of PV ratio. And the next one, that is the angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is an angle formed by the intersection of sales line and the total cost line at the break-even point. This angle shows the rate at which profits are earned once the break-even point has been reached. The wider the angle, the greater is the rate of earning profits. So, the management will be to have as large an angle as possible. And the next thing, that is margin of safety. safety. The margin of safety may be defined as the difference between actual sales and break-even sales. So it is the excess of actual sales over the break-even sales. So that is called as the margin of safety. So this margin of safety is calculated by using the formula as the margin of safety is equal to actual sales minus break-even sales, or the another one, margin of safety is equal to profits divided by PV ratio. And the next, that is the margin of safety can be improved by increasing the volume of sales, increasing the selling price, reducing the fixed cost, and reducing the variable cost, improving the sales mix.